Welcome to Show Your Receipts, where we believe if you can see it, you can be it. Receipts are evidence or proof that something has occurred. Our guests are evidence that Black excellence is alive and well. They will be sharing their receipts on how they've been able to accomplish so much in their life. I'm your host, Tony Jackson. Let's get started. So right now in our country, I feel like there's a lot of conversation about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, a lot of conversation about the wealth gap, the opportunity gap in America, a lot of conversation about the wealthy getting wealthier and the poor and middle class struggling more and their earning power and buying power eroding because of inflation and stagnation of wages. And all of these things are topics of conversation today, and I think they all pertain to the conversation and the topic that we're going to talk about today, which is mentorship. I personally believe that all things being equal, the thing that separates the haves from the have-nots is oftentimes the haves don't even have a lot of money, but they have access. They have access to mentors. You know, some of the most wealthy people that I read about didn't grow up rich, but they had an uncle, or they had a school teacher, or they had some local business person. They had somebody who took them under their wing, or somebody who they saw from afar, who they admired, who they could see themselves in. And that person played a very influential role in the success of the person who was dreaming, person who had these big, huge dreams. That's one of the reasons that we started Show Your Receipts, because we want to be able to put the kind of content out there where our viewers who look like me, viewers who are not accustomed to seeing entrepreneurs, not accustomed to seeing executives who look like them. They've never seen a Black consultant before. They've never seen a Black neurosurgeon before. They've never seen a Black inventor of a medical device company before. They've never seen a Black attorney or a Black, all of these different things. Our goal is to be able to create a mentorship vicariously from the content that we create, but also to create in-person, one-on-one mentorship relationships as well. And so today we're going to talk about the what, the why, and the how of mentorship. Let's jump into the what. To me, a mentor is not somebody that you have to necessarily have a relationship with. A mentor is not somebody that you even necessarily need to know. A mentor is somebody who has results in an area that you would like to have results, and you have a connection with them where you feel like you can see your success in their success. That's a mentor. So this may be a person that you read books about. This may be a person that you watch podcasts on. This may be a person that you go to a conference to hear talk. But this is a person who has success in the area that you're looking to have success, and it's something about them that you feel like by watching them succeed or hearing about their success that you too can succeed. My story is quite simple. The reason why I became a football player, eventually a professional athlete, it was because I had a big dream, a big economic dream. But everybody who I knew who looked like me, the people who had the most success that I've ever heard of, were people who played football or basketball. And so those are my two options. I picked basketball, but then football kind of picked me. And so eventually it was football, and that's what I played. But if I was young and I was seeing successful Black private equity people, or successful, hedge fund owners, or successful entrepreneurs who are starting startups and doing different things, I probably would have never played football. Because my overall goal was really economic. It was really entrepreneurial. It wasn't necessarily the game. And so the point of this particular recording today is to give a person the tools to be able to find a particular mentor in the area that they're looking to succeed in. There's many areas that you can gain a mentor in. It may be relationally. It may be financially, it may be a specific career, it may be entrepreneurially, it may be spiritually, it may be physical fitness wise. And I have mentors in every single one of those areas. And guess what? I don't have the same mentor in any one area. I don't have a person who's mentoring me on more than one thing. The business people mentor me on business things, not spiritual things. And the spiritual people mentor me on spiritual things, not physical fitness things, and the physical fit and so on and so forth. And so the what, why, and how of mentorship. So that's the what. A mentor is anyone who has results that you would like to have and who you feel a connection with in such a way that you're inspired by their story. You feel like because they did it, maybe you can do it too. Number two, the why. Well, we become like the people that we associate with. We become like our heroes, the people that we look up to. And so mentorship is really an opportunity to see into the future. Because if I desire to be a great husband, and I got somebody who's my mentor, he's been a husband for 30 years longer than me, and he's doing a great job, and I can be around him or read his story or see him doing his thing, being a great husband, and I aspire to get the results that he has by watching him, I'm effectively looking into the future. I'm seeing a future result for myself in real time. So a mentor, why a mentor? A mentor gives you the opportunity to see into your personally selected future. Why also a mentor? When you go through those tough times, when you're in the valley, and we all have valley moments, we all have valley moments. When you're in the valley, your mentor who also went through the valley, let's say your mentor is a business mentor, and you're trying to get your business off the ground, and it's a lot of false starts, and it's a lot of trouble, and it's a lot of problems and issues, and it's just not working. You can either talk to your mentor if it's a physical relationship, or read about your mentor, or study some content online about your mentor that will encourage me. So now I know that this tough thing that I'm going through, my mentor went through something just like I did, maybe even worse. And so that's another reason why a mentor is important. Another reason why a mentor is important is because a mentor literally is a time-saving mechanism. The right mentor will save you years of bumping your head by telling you, nope, don't go that way, go this way. One of my childhood mentors, and this is, I'm third or fourth grade, fifth grade, he used to always tell me, he broke it down, he would talk to me, he talked to my level so I could understand what he was saying. He was a coach, he was a teacher of mine. Sandy Sanders. He has a famous, legendary basketball camp in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He ran for like 30 years or so. He used to have a summer league. But he would say to me, Tony, make sure you shoot at the top of the tree, not at the stump. Shoot at the top of the tree, not at the stump. And what he was teaching me at a young age was, if you're going to go for something big. And he would later go on and explain to me that it's going to be the same amount of work and effort oftentimes to go for something small. And when you go for something small, it's going to be way more competition. So go for something big. You're going to put in the same amount of work, but the rewards will be way bigger. And so by following his instructions, it saved me lots of time. And so I never chased small things. I always chased big things. And oftentimes I failed. Most of the time I failed. But the few times it worked, it was enough. The few times it worked, it was enough to get me to the next thing. Now, real quickly, I'm going to go over a few tips and tricks on how to get a mentor. I'm going to start with the low-hanging fruit, and then we're going to go a little bit more advanced over time. First, the easiest thing to get a mentor, buy their biography or autobiography. Watch their podcasts. Watch podcasts about them. Do a AI search on them. Read their Wikipedia page. And just learning these basic things will give you enough information that you can take and start implementing some of the things that you learn from your mentor by watching their life play out. And that's why I love a good biography, because you're literally watching a person's life play out. You already know the ending of the story. You already know what they became, but you're reading the book at a point where they don't even know who they're going to become. And so it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool to just kind of be a fly on the wall and watch them develop. Next, a little higher up is you write something. You handwrite a letter, you email them, and you ask for mentorship. I've done this. I've done the first one, and I've done this. I've had success in both, where you email somebody, and maybe they respond, maybe they don't. One key point now, after you get past the reading the biography and going online, and now where you're into actually reaching out to these people, is don't get emotional. Don't get in your feelings if they don't respond back to you. They're busy. That's why they're your mentor. That's why you want to be your mentor, because they've done a very good job with their 24 hours and built something special. And so don't take it personal if they don't get back to you. But that is also an opportunity to be persistent. Maybe you may have to send more than one email. You may have to send multiple. Maybe you may send more than one handwritten letter. You may have to send multiple. And if you're going to write an email or write a letter, make sure it's worth reading. You don't want to come across begging. You don't want to come across, could you please mentor me? Could you please come? You want to ask very specific questions. You want to show that you know what you're talking about, but you got a lot more that you want to learn. You're willing to take whatever they got. If they got a book that they want to refer to you, if they got 5 minutes for a phone call, if they got 20 minutes for a lunch, 30 minutes for a lunch, whatever they got, you're taking. You don't want to put a burden on them where if they say yes, they regret saying yes. Another thought process is figure out a way to give before you receive anything. Figure out a way to contribute to your mentor before they ever give you anything. One of my first major mentors was a sales manager of mine. He was super successful. He had a multi-million-dollar lifestyle, and I knew I wanted him to be my mentor. But guess what? I didn't ask him to be my mentor until I got results in the sales organization. I said, let me get some results here. Let me do some things. Let me show that I'm serious with my actions. If you get to the point where the mentor says yes, and you're on the phone, or you're sitting at the coffee shop, and you guys are connecting, don't waste their time. Remember this phrase: be bright, be brief, be gone. Be bright. Have your thoughts together on what you want from the mentor. Hey, I'm a salesperson. I make X amount of dollars per year. I would like to make X times 3 amount per year. I know you've accomplished that before. Can you give me some specific steps on how to do that? A very specific, direct question. That's way better than, so, man, you've accomplished so much. How did you do it? Tell me what to do. How can I accomplish what you accomplished? That's a very general question. You want to ask specific questions. And what I always like to do is I like to have a list of questions, and I like to tell them how many questions I have. Hey, I got 7 questions today. And then I run down the questions. Question 1, question 2, all the way to question 7. And then when I'm done, they know the meeting is over if they want it to be over. Now, if they tell me, no, let's hang out some more. How's the kids going? What's going on with you? Then I'll entertain that. I'll have a conversation with them about that. But I don't want them to feel pressed. I don't want them to ever regret talking to me. And my goal is not to get all of my answers and everything from them in this one conversation. My goal is to have a series of conversation over the years, because I need course correction over time. It's no one thing that they're going to tell me that's going to get me all the way where I need to be. I would rather have a bunch of small conversations spread out over time. Maybe I talk to them, once a quarter for 10 minutes, as opposed to sitting down with them for 3 hours one time and then them saying, I never want to talk to that kid again. You know what I mean? So I focus on utilizing that time very quickly and very efficient. And so these are my tips and tricks on mentorship. I believe that it's important. I believe that mentorship is the key to upward mobility for many people in our country. And I believe that if you use these tips and tricks, it will help you in your path to getting a mentor and accomplishing the goals that you want. Thank you for watching this video. If you found any of this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate your time for listening to us, and we hope this information was beneficial and helpful to you along your journey of accomplishing big things.